Welcome back to one of the final weeks of the Friends Around the World Crochet Along. Today's square is called Luna, Stella, and we're going to start with our color A and make a magic ring. Into our magic ring, we're going to work a beginning 3 cluster. So we will chain 2 to start, yarn over, work into the ring and pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over into the ring, pull up a loop, draw through 2, 3 loops on the hook, and pull through all 3. So it's like a 2 double crochet cluster we made with that chain 2, which makes our 3 stitch cluster for our beginning cluster. We'll chain 3 and then work a 3 cluster into the ring as well. So yarn over into the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and we'll do that 2 more times. You should have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, and chain 3. We'll repeat that 3 more times. So after we repeated that 3 times, we should have a total of the 5 clusters into our beginning ring. We will pull the ring tight, close up that magic ring, and slip stitch to the top of our beginning cluster to finish off round 1. So there'll be a total of 5 clusters, including the beginning one, and 5 chain 3 spaces. For round 2, we will continue where we left off and slip stitch into that first chain 3 space. We'll work a beginning cluster again, so that's the chain 2, yarn over into that chain 3 space to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and 1 more time. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3. Chain 3, and we'll make a 3 cluster in that same space. So yarn over and working into the same space, chain 3 space, pull up our loop, 1, 2, and 3. So there should be 4 loops on the hook, pull through all 4, and chain 3. We'll continue to work that in each of the chain 3 spaces, working a cluster stitch, the 3 cluster, pull through all 4, chain 3, and another cluster in that same space, chain 3. So you continue to work that in each of the chain 3 spaces. And then once we have finished that, we'll join to our starting cluster. So we should have 10 of those clusters and 10 chain 3 spaces. We can go ahead and join to our beginning cluster to end round 2. For round 3, we'll chain 1 where we left off, single crochet in that same stitch as our join. 3 single crochet in the chain 3 space, so that's 1, 2, and 3. Single crochet on top of the cluster, 3 single crochet in the chain 3 space. 2 and 3 single crochet. So just continue that all the way around. You should have 40 single crochet at the end of this round. And joining to our starting single crochet with the invisible join. Round 4, we're going to be using color B for this round. What we need to first do is find our beginning stitch. I've marked mine with this marker here. You can decide which of your 5 clusters from the beginning round that you want to form the top of a star. So I've chosen this one, and then there's the 3 single crochet just past or right on top of that cluster, and you want to start in the last or the 3rd single crochet of that group of 3. So we will start in that stitch, but we're going to work in the back loop only with a standing single crochet. We'll make a half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. So 1, 2, half double crochet, and double crochet in the next 2. 1 and 2 double crochet, chain 3, double crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2 double crochet, half double crochet in the next 2, 1 and 2, single crochet in the next 2, one and 2, half in the next 2, 1 and 2, and double crochet in the next 2, 1 and 2 double crochet, and chain 3. So we'll repeat that 2 more times with the 2 doubles, 2 halves, 2 singles, 2 halves, 2 doubles, chain 3. So I've done my 2 more repeats and the chain 3, so we should have a double crochet in the next 2, and then half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and there should be 1 stitch left over for our final single crochet just before our starting single crochet, and then we can join with the slip stitch to end round 4. So each side will have 4 double crochet, 4 half double crochet, 2 singles, plus the chain 3 in the corners. Round 5, we'll chain 2 to start, which counts as a double crochet, and we'll double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4, which should bring us to that chain 3 corner space, into which we will make 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, chain 2, and 3 more double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, and then we will double crochet in each of the next 10 stitches. 1, 2, 9, and 10 double crochet, which should bring us to that corner space again, into which we'll work the 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. So you can continue that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the join. When you've worked your way around, you should have made 5 double crochet past the corner, and meeting up to our chain 2 starting, we can go ahead and you're actually going to close with an invisible join. So each side should have a total of 16 double crochet, and then we have the chain 2s in the corner. You can fasten off once you've done your join. Round 6, we will use color C, and starting in any of our corners, we will join with a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet in that same corner space. Chain 3, and we're going to skip the next 3 double crochet, and then we're going to work in between this 3rd double crochet and the next one. We're going to make a single crochet in that space in between the 2 double crochet. So we skipped these first 3, and then just before the next double crochet in between the 2, we made a single crochet. Chain 2, we'll skip the next 2 double crochet, 1, 2, and single crochet in between. We'll do that 5 times. Chain 2, skip 2, single crochet in between, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet in between. Now when you pull these apart, you can see that extra loop there. You want to make sure that our hook goes underneath that 3rd loop, so it's actually in between the double crochet and not in the top of the stitch. Chain 2, skip 2, single crochet in between, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet in between. And then we'll chain 3, skip those last 3 double crochet, single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet in that corner space. So we continue that around all 3 sides, starting with a chain 3 and skipping 3, and ending with a chain 3, skipping 3. The others are chain 2 and skip 2. So a reminder that the single crochet worked in between the double crochet, not into the top of a stitch. So you can go ahead and work your way around, and I'll meet you back at the end of round 6. When you have completed all 4 sides, there should be the 8 single crochet on each side, 2 chain 3 spaces, and 6 chain 2 spaces. So you can go ahead and join with a slip stitch to the starting single crochet and fasten off round 6. Round 7, we will begin with color A. We're going to join in any of the corner chain spaces and work a beginning 2 cluster. So you join with a slip stitch, chain 2, and double crochet in that same space, which goes our first cluster. Then we will chain 1, and then make a 2 double crochet clusters. So we yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and leave the 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3. We want to do that 3 more times in that same space, which is making a large fan. So chain 1 into the same space, make another 2 cluster, chain 1 into the same space, make another cluster, which should give us 4 clusters, and one more time, chain 1 into that same corner space, and we should have so in the corner we had our beginning cluster, chain 1, and 4 more clusters with the chain 1 in between for a total of 5 clusters, which makes a large. So we will chain 1, and we'll skip the next chain space, and into the next one we'll make a small fan, which is 3 of those clusters divided by a chain 1. So a 2 cluster, chain 1, a second 2 cluster, chain 1, and then the final one in that space. And we'll do that again. So we chain 1, skip a space, work the 3 cluster in the next chain space with the chain 1 in between the clusters in the space. And my 3rd cluster. Okay, chain 1, skip the next space, and work 1 more of the clusters, the small fans I mean, using 3 of the clusters with a chain 1 in between. Okay, chain 1 again, skipping the last chain space before the corner, and then into the corner we'll make a large fan, which is 5 of those clusters. That's 1 with the chain 1 in between to make 5 clusters to match our starting large fan. So each side then will have a large fan in the corner and the 3 smaller fans down the side. So you can go ahead and work your way around all 4 sides. When you've worked your way around, you should have the 3 small fans and the large fans in the corner. You can go ahead and join with a slip stitch to our starting cluster in the beginning large fan and fasten off for round 7. Round 8, we're going to use color D. In any of the large shell in the corners, we want to find the middle or the center cluster. So 1, 2, 3. And then in the chain 1 space just to the left of that cluster, we want to place a single crochet. And then we will single crochet in that same space. And missing the cluster, we're going to make 2 single crochet in the next chain 1 space. And we're going to make a long double crochet over this chain 1 space into the chain space from the previous round. So we go insert our hook, we yarn over, insert our hook down under that chain 3 space, pull the loop through to the front and pull it up to the height that we're working on. Yarn over, pull through 2 and pull through 2 to complete the long double. And then we'll make 2 single crochet in this next space between the clusters, 1 and 2 more in the next chain space. And then we'll make that long double crochet down into that skipped chain space, pull the loop up and complete the double, and the 2 single crochet in between the clusters. We'll just continue working that down the side. And the last of those skipped chain spaces. And the 2 single crochet in that chain space or in between the clusters, and 2 single crochet in between the next. And then we will chain 2, skip over that corner cluster and continue down the next side with the 2 double crochet in between the clusters and the long double crochet into those skipped chain spaces. Okay, so continue working that pattern around all 4 sides, and I'll meet you back here at the end of this round. So I'm at the end of round 8. I've placed my last 2 single crochet between those clusters, we need to chain 2, then we can go ahead and join with a slip stitch to our starting single crochet. So each side should have a total of 20 single crochet, and the 4 long double crochet, and then the chain 2s in the corner. Round 9, we will start with the chain 2, which counts as a double crochet, and then we will double crochet in each of the stitches across to the next corner space. Okay, so I've worked double crochet in each of my stitches across that side, so there should be a total of 28 double crochet. No, 24 here, and then in the corner we will make 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 more double crochet. Right, so with those corner stitches we will have a total of 28 double crochet on each side, the chain 2 in the corner. So you can go ahead and complete that all the way around, and then join to your starting chain 2 with the invisible join. And if you're unsure how to do that, there's an excellent photo tutorial in the written pattern that the designer has included, so be sure to look that up. And then you can finish off round 9. Round 10, we're going to use color C again, and joining in any of the corner chain 2 spaces, we'll start with a standing single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet in that same space. We're going to chain 2, skip 2 double crochet, and then working in between the double crochet again, we will make that single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2, and the single crochet in between the double crochet. You can work that all along the side, and then once you get to the corner, there's that single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corner. So you can go ahead and work that all the way around all 4 sides and fasten off at the end after you join with a slip stitch to the single crochet. So there should be 15 single crochet each side. And 15 chain 2 spaces each side as well. Round 11, we're going to join in any of the chain 2 corner spaces with our color A again, and we're going to work the beginning 2 cluster. So we chain 2 and then make a double crochet in that same space for our beginning 2 cluster. Chain 1, and we'll make 2 more in the same space. Which should make a small fan in that corner with the 3 clusters and a chain 1 space in between each. We'll chain 1, and then in each of the chain spaces we are going to make a 2 cluster and chain 1. We'll just continue to work that all the way around. So we have the 2 cluster, chain 1 on each of the sides, chain 1 in between the small fans that are in the corner, with the chain 1 in between those clusters as well. So there'll be 4 small fans, 15 chain 1 spaces per side, and 14 of the 2 clusters on each side. And once you've worked your way around, you can join with a slip stitch to the top of the beginning cluster and fasten off. Round 12, we're starting with color B again. We're going to locate the center of the clusters in the small fan of any of the corners. And starting in the chain 1 space just past or to the left of that center cluster, we will start with a single crochet and single crochet in the same space. And we're just going to continue that down the side. In each of the spaces between the cluster, we will work 2 single crochet. And then once you come around to the ending and have worked your 2 single crochet, you will chain 2 over the center cluster and continue the 2 single crochet in each space down the side. So each side should have a total then of 34 single crochet with the 4 chain 2 spaces. So you can go ahead and complete that and join with the slip stitch to the first single crochet, but do not fasten off. Round 13, we're going to continue where we left off, and we're just repeating round 9. So all round 9 was we chain 2 where we are, and we double crochet in each of the double crochet or each of the single crochet down the side. So double crochet in each stitch. And when you get to the corner chain 2 space, you will make 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the corner chain 2 spaces. So at the end of this round, you should have a total of 38 double crochet per side with the chain 2 corner spaces. So you can go ahead and complete that and join with the invisible join to our first double crochet. Round 14 and our final round for this week's square. We're going to use color C again, and beginning in any of the chain 2 corner spaces, we will start with a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. Now what we're doing this round is repeating round 10, only the instructions are 18 times across the side instead of 13 times. So this is the side where we chain 2, skip 2 double crochet, and single crochet in between the double crochet. Skip 2, single crochet in between, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet in between those doubles. Okay, so each side should have a total of 20 single crochet with the chain 2 spaces in between, and included in that is the single crochet, chain 2 single crochet in the corner sides. So you go ahead and work your way around, closing with an invisible join, and well done.